Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Ellis, and I want to thank you for joining me in this video. We're going to talk today about what we have here in Rainey Colors to review for our science GMAS test. So remember, if you are in the 8th grade for high school physical science, you're going to need to pass this test to get your credit. And if you're in biology, you're going to need to pass this test for your GPA because it counts 20% of your test, which we'll get into in just a mere second, but I just want to stress that all these things we're about to share with you are available either online on Google or on Canvas in your child's class. So we'll start with our 3 tested subjects. So we will do 3 tests here. Those taking biology will take a test, those taking 8th grade physical science will take a test, and those taking high school physical science as 8th graders will be taking the test. Now these ones, since they're not high schoolers, will have to take the test in order to get credit. And they must score a 3 or a 4 on a 4-point scale. So they consider 1s and 2s to be failing, 3s and 4s to be passing. Okay? And so that's usually somewhere around the 80% mark. In fact, for all of these tests, we consider passing to be around the 80% mark. That's considered a 3 on that 4-point scale. Okay? Now, for biology, like I said, that score they get on this will be averaged in, so it's important they do a good job and they work hard. So let's talk about the resources they have available to them. First off, let's start with biology. So if you are one of the biology students here, or the parent of one, all I want you to do is simple. Could you Google Biology GMAS Study Guide? When you do, the following 2 resources will come up. Now, this one right here literally reteaches the course. It goes through a whole bunch of information that they should have learned about. Not everything will be covered, obviously, because there's just so much, but most of it should be on it that they need to know. And so you're going to want to study through that. I have a child in 3rd grade right now, and his math star score was not the best. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So he and I, for the past week, to prepare for his GMAS, have been doing nothing but going over his 3rd grade study guide. And we're doing all the math practice problems on there. And you have the same opportunity here to do with your child. So if you want to spend a little time every night going over their study guide, asking the questions from it, I think that would be really helpful. There also is the EOC assessment guide, which tells you more about the test. But what I would say is this is old because it says EOC, not EOG. But regardless, it gives you a lot of questions you can use to quiz your child with. Now, if you want to use some QR codes, I'll also email these links out to you. But if you want the QR codes, there they are here. Here's for the study guide, and here's for the biology standards. So you can kind of see what kind of materials they're supposed to be learning about. This is a really good thing to kind of look through with your child and make sure they understand what they were supposed to learn. Now, we have 2 biology teachers here. One is Miss Smith and the other one is me. If you're in Miss Smith's class, you can go to Canvas, and in her modules, she's got whole sections here of review. She's got review videos that our wonderful Miss Manning did. She's also got study guides. She's got warm-ups. She's got practice quizzes. All those things are available to your children on here. So please peruse through there and make sure that they're doing the reviews, that they're doing those quizzes and going over their notes. Okay? For my class, again, same thing. Go to the modules on Canvas. Here I have all the notes. So basically all the slides that we did for our 4 days of review so far. And I also have down here a GMAS study guide. This is really great if you want to quiz your kid and ask them the questions. There's nothing better for studying statistically than having someone quiz you over stuff. Because just looking over the notes is not going to engage your brain. You're going to want to ask people questions and really engage them with what's going on. Okay? Now, you also have review week 2, and I've got quizzes they can take, just like Ms. Smith does, but they can retake these as many times as they want. Okay, so do a good job the first time, study up, have at it again. All right, I really want them to focus because they could always retake and just plug in the answers because it shows them the answers. But I'd rather than use this as a stepping stone in their learning, seeing where their struggle is and then studying up so that they can do better the next time. Now, 8th grade physical science also has a study guide, and you just Google this. Again, put this straight into Google, and it will give you the following resource. When you click on it, or you can use the QR code here, you can see it takes you through all the information they're supposed to know, so your child can read through it, you can read it to them, whatever kind of works for you. And these are the 8th grade standards if you wanted to peruse them as well. Again, you can use your phone to QR code these as you need, and I'll provide the links in my email. Okay, now Ms. Griffin is teaching our 8th grade physical science class, and again, she has lots and lots of work and quizzes for them to do. These quizzes, again, are the best practice they can have. And there's a GMAS review on here, as well as some projects that they can work on over these next couple of days to kind of help them relearn or go back over the information. Okay? We have high school physical science. This is for 8th graders. This is the class that I teach. And so 8th graders, again, they have to score on that 4-point scale. They got to score a 3 or a 4 to get credit. That's 80% and higher. Okay? I want to stress that number for right now. Now, again, if you type this into Google, High School Physical Science GMAS Study Guide, you will get the study guide here. And then all you have to do, and again, if you want to QR code it here, is go through it with your child. And there's a lot. So the difference about high school physical science versus the 8th grade is that this is twice the number of standards. 8th grade physical science only has 5 standards. This has 10. So it's a significant amount of information to learn in a short period of time. And so staying abreast of the study guide and knowing your stuff is very important. Here are the standards as well if you wanted to take a look through those with your child. Now, in my class, again, we will have simple enough here, if I can pull it up. So if you go here to the class and you go to modules, you take a look through. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I have my GMAS study guide on here. If you click on it, again, you have the physical file. I got extra help. That's that study guide from the Georgia Department of Education. But here's me going through the almost entire study guide. I think only units 9 and 10 I didn't get to. But this is for units 1 through 8. I teach everything on that study guide and make sure they know what answers go in those blanks. Okay? It's very important that they know that study guide forwards and backwards. For those of you who took college tests and college classes, you know what finals are like. That's about how they should be preparing. You know, every night, a little bit of time. That way they're not overwhelming themselves the night before. Okay? So make sure they're taking a little time to do that. And I would also say every night they're supposed to also be taking their review quizzes. Okay? And how they do on their first quiz matters a lot because they want to do very well. But if they do poorly, they should go study up their study guide and then retake the quiz. They can, again, take the quiz as many times as they want. Okay? And then there's one down here we'll do in class, hopefully. But if not, I'll send it home and they can do a GMAS practice test with some really hard questions. Okay? Otherwise, if you have any questions for me or the other science teachers, you are welcome to email us or contact us however you can, whenever you can, and we'll try to help in any way possible. Thank you guys so much. And as I'm sure we've all mentioned whenever we see you, we really enjoy teaching your kids. And they're going to do great. I know they've worked hard all year. And so I'm excited to see how they do on their tests, and I hope it goes really well. Thank you all so much for your time.